There are so many spirits in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was very hard to pick our favorites, but we've managed to do that for you today with 5 each, Gabe. You and I have decided on our 5 favorite spirits of those that we know thus far. I've got my spirit stick out, sensing all of them from realms near and far, and we also want to know your favorite spirits and why. So if you have a favorite spirit that you've seen thus far, let us know in the comments down below and why you're pumped to use them. Gabe, I'm going to kick it to you and let you give us the first spirit. I'm sensing a good one.
Yes. Zach, I was touched right in my heart by Sonic trying to save Pikachu, slowing down, and then the Thanos snap gets him.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with, to commemorate that, Metal Sonic, a character that I actually always thought looked really cool, even way back in the day.
Yeah.
Metal Sonic is the one I'm going to go with here. We've seen him there. There's other variations of Sonic, including Super Sonic, and that's the one that everyone will go with, right? Because he's basically Super Saiyan Sonic. But that's not where we're going to go with here. We're going to go with this evil version.
I also think the metal will help contain the emotion that is being felt from Sonic saving Pikachu. Also, I've seen Shadow crying and Piranha Plant licking up his tears. So there's a lot of Sonic feels going on, and I feel like that metal encasing will really just help you stay composed.
The tears could lead to rust, though, so we got to be careful.
No rust is needed. My first pick is going to be Mauser, who is from Super Mario Bros. 2. He is a phenomenal boss and a phenomenal character. His goggle glasses, sunglass superstardom is something that I wish was in Smash Bros. A playable character. He was my secret after King K. Rool. That's who I really wanted in the game. Never going to happen, but we get him as a spirit. I take issue with Sakurai because he made Mauser a novice spirit, and I don't think there's any way that Mauser is novice. He is a crime lord. He is a mega boss. He is a giant mouse. He puts Mickey to shame, and I don't think that that's anything.
Whoa!
I don't think there's anything novice about that.
Yeah. So in your head, Mauser is the end all be all of Mouse's period because you're saying he beats Mickey.
Yeah. So Mortimer was the mouse before Mickey, and he's always mad that Mickey sort of took the spotlight. And I feel like Mauser is the Mortimer equivalent for the Mario universe, and so he's hey, I should be the popular boss. I think Mauser wishes he was Bowser. They even sound alike. So Mauser is just sort of the runt of the Mario boss litter, and clearly Sakurai agrees is making him a novice.
Yeah. For my second one, I'm gonna go with someone that there is no comparing because Speck is unlike any other character.
There is a comparison. It sits right on your face.
Sure, my nose is the closest thing. I had to pick Speck Nose just because it's basically my nose in the video game form.
It's amazing.
It's darn near uncanny. You'll see images here, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Guys, it's my nose. How could I not pick this? Speck Nose from the Kid Icarus franchise. In both the Kid Icarus games that exist, he appears in some fashion. And I had no idea this was a thing until I saw it, and we were able to figure out who it was, and Speck Nose, what a weird little spirit.
Yeah, I want to see how he's incorporated, if he's involved in anything, or if you just, who would he relate to? I guess Pit, in some capacity.
Me.
You. He has some good nose hairs that I assume are good for sensing competition and foes.
I'm very good about that. I don't keep the nose hairs.
Thanks for letting us know. Very much appreciated. My second pick is going to be Crusty Sean from Splatoon 2. And I love him in the game. I think he's a very clever, cool character, but also because his body reminds me of these new chicken nuggets that I've fallen in love with. There's this place in Orlando called Chicken Guy, and they have the best chicken nuggets. They're all natural. They have tons of different sauces, but the breading, it looks so much like Crusty Sean. I just want to take a bite out of him, which is probably illegal in the Splatoon world. But combining Splatoon 2, which is a phenomenal title, I love getting more Switch stuff into Smash Bros. More Switch related titles and characters and franchises. So I like Crusty Sean. He reminds me of Chicken Nuggets, and I'm excited to pair him not with the Squid Kids, but with Piranha Plant, because I feel like they both can sort of utilize their unique biochemistry to create a lot of problems for you and for everyone else I battle.
This is one of my favorite things about Spirits Modes, the inclusion of so many of these really obscure things. Octolings, they're not obscure, but they're there. And we have things like Min Min from ARMS being represented, so it all kind of feels
Twintel,
the same to me.
Your beloved Twintel?
Yeah, I love Twintel. She's a spirit as well, that not one we chose here, but
which is odd because I really thought I sensed you choosing Twintel as your first pick with my spirit sensor.
No. I will move on to my next one here, though, Zach. We're going to go with M. Bison, the OG Street Fighter villain. I always thought he was like so cool, just his like launch from one side of the screen to the other when you're like using him. Like, it was one of my favorite moves. He can
His Psycho Crusher is super cool.
Yeah, oh, man. So Akuma came through and like stole a lot of the thunder, and who knows, Akuma might be a spirit. But so much of M. Bison's thunder was stolen, and he was like such a cool villain even in the anime. And if you saw the
going deep here,
if you saw the live action Street Fighter movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme, you remember him?
Yes.
God, that movie is so terrible. But M. Bison was like super weird in that movie too, is all I'm trying to get at, and I just wanted to mention Jean-Claude Van Damme because we don't get to do that a lot here.
Thank you, much appreciated.
Yeah, but M. Bison, he looks creepy. He doesn't fit in with any of these other characters really. But
the art style, like, conflicts are kind of weird of how it goes from like, oh, all of a sudden, you know, you've got like these like Twintel looks like Twintel in the game, but then you have like just like art of M. Bison, and then you obviously have art of my next pick, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, who I have to give a spot to because there's 3 in 1. You get 3 spirits in 1 spirit, a circle of birds to come and peck away all of your pesky problems. I don't really have extreme affinity for any of these as an individual. They do hold a sweet spot in my heart from the cards, collecting them, but the fact that you get 3 for 1, that's like if you got Mauser and Wart and Bowser all in one pack, or you got, you know, M. Bison and Guile and Balrog all in one spirit. This is a triple jam, and that to me is pretty impressive.
I'm surprised you don't have an affinity for them. Like they're like the first like legendary. Like
I'm not much of a bird fan. I'm not a bird guy. I mean, my favorite Pokebird is Pidgeotto.
Ew.
What?
Ew. What? Instead of Zapdos looks so cool, and like Moltres is like so like majestic. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Pidgeotto had a huge role in the show. A lot of love between Ash and Pidgeotto. Got that. Most importantly, got cool hair. I'm always a fan of cool hair.
Yeah, I can see that.
I got to roll with the hair. So Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. I just like that they comboed all of them because like plenty of Pokemon have their own individual shtick, but for some reason the legendary birds they get packed up and put out as a threesome.
Okay, I'm gonna move us on to my next selection, which is gonna be Zero from Mega Man.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping that this was gonna be like an actual character in Smash at some point.
Yeah.
Not meant to be, and you know, assist trophy and spirit. Okay, cool. So you've been like delegated to a lesser form, Zero, even though you're clearly superior. You have that sword. You have that. Speaking of hair, that majestic long hair.
Yes. Very important.
Like Zero was the epitome of cool. Like when I first like experienced him in one of the Mega Man X games, I forgot which one I was playing it, but by like X5, he becomes like one of the main playable characters. You can select him right off the bat. You can start your whole adventure as Zero. So
right.
seeing him included on here is very fun. Also, shout out to Zero in the Marvel vs. Capcom games, because once he was introduced there, that was always one of my mains as well.
Gotcha. Okay, Zero's a solid selection. I'm going to give you my obscure pick of the day, which is Dr. Loeb from Big Brain Academy, one of my hidden gems on the DS. I loved Brain Age and Big Brain Academy. I actually preferred Big Brain Academy, which was the lesser known and lesser sold title of sort of those like figure them out puzzler brain teaser type titles. But I really enjoyed those. I always wanted a bigger brain, and working with Dr. Loeb was very important to me. I love that this also highlights how obscure they get, like taking a DS educational title, edutainment title, and finding a boss character from that game and incorporating him in Smash. Like, that is the fun of Spirits mode, and that is the fun of Spirits in general. Like, that you can have these characters from, oh my god, I remember playing that game, and like, this guy, no way. I mean, Speck knows, Dr. Loeb, they really are going to all edges of the potential Nintendo verse, and He is not very popular, but he has a very special place in my heart.
That's exactly what makes Spirits exciting for me, right? Because the challenge in like completing different objectives for like the stages, or like, oh, like this character takes like way less damage and stuff like that. Like, that can get like repetitive if you do it often enough. But unlocking so many of these spirits, and then we saw that you don't always unlock one. You have to like shoot like the gun thing at it and hope that you unlock it. I don't know, dude. I think that Spirits mode is going to be like way more fun than we think it is. But with all that said, I will move on to my last one. And this is the second Street Fighter representative. Street Fighter was also represented by Ken. And so now we
So
have
much Street Fighter.
Yeah, we have Ken, we have Ryu, we have Bison in the game as a spirit, and Blanca. How could you not like Blanca? Look, when I was a kid, I didn't know Blanca was a guy or a girl. It's a beast. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's 2018. he has that like.
What are you trying to say? Do you have a crush on Blanca?
No. I just think it's so cool, like the lightning move, and I was like trying to wonder, like, hey, who is he gonna like connect to, right? You know, you have to like fight like a version that's close. I think it's gonna be your boy King K. Rool, because they're sort of beastly.
They look kind of like
yeah.
Well, not all of them are gonna connect, I think, because there's so many. Like many will just be relegated to sort of the back seat. But yeah, it is gonna be interesting to see the connections they make, and I think that also is part of the fun of like, okay, what does Nintendo feel is a good fit? It's just freaky to see like Blanca next to Dixie Kong, or like, you know, you had mentioned like Revolver Ocelot next to Crusty Sean. Like,
Zach,
I saw are just so strange.
I saw M. Bison next to Togepi.
Nice.
So
that's a really good one.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening?
Also, the evolutions of spirits I think is going to be really weird. Like, I don't know. I take issue with Dixie Kong evolving into Dixie and Kitty Kong, because that to me is a downgrade. But it'll be cool to see like just like what do they get? Like how do they all evolve? What does Blanca evolve into? What does Speck Nose evolve into? Is it just a changed art? Maybe it's just it's just a picture of you. You're actually in Smash Bros. Ultimate Game. We made it. We made it. My final pick has a lot of nostalgic value from probably my favorite Nintendo moment, which would be getting Super Mario 64 and exploring for the first time. You waltz into that first world, and King Bob-omb awaits you on top of the mountain. Love that boss battle. Love that guy. Love his giant mustache. Love his crown. Love his shape. He is a spirit, and he is one that I'll be chasing. I feel like he's got to be tough. Like, I feel like he's got to do some good work for you. Probably just going to, like, let you start with some sort of, like, bomb item or whatnot. But, again, like, the fact that I could combine Mauser, Dr. Loeb, and King Bob-omb in my fighter, I don't know, like, I wish I had that many beautiful spirits inside of my body.
I wish I had that beautiful mustache, Zach. Imagine I could grow.
It's very nice.
That's one of my weaknesses. I can't grow a mustache to save my life. I can grow my beard like nobody's business, but that mustache, it's so difficult.
Not happening.
Yeah, that's a solid pick there. I like it.
My spirit sensor just really was articulated today. So we have for me, Mauser, Crusty Sean, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Dr. Loeb, and King Bob-omb, and then Gabe coming in with Metal Sonic, Speck Nose, M. Bison, Zero, and Blanca. Let us know in the comments down below who your favorite spirit is thus far and why, and which ones you really want to use. There are supposed to be tons of these. Obviously, we haven't seen close to the full list. I wonder if at some point that will be, I'm sure eventually it'll be out there, but I wonder how long it'll take for players to like comprise a full list of spirits.
20 minutes.
Like, 20? No. Because I don't know. Well, it depends if there's a list in the game, if there's some
data
sort of
miners, man.
Collection. Yeah, that's true. Data miners. I always forget about the miners. There's no mines around me, so I'm not really privy to mine culture. But
I don't have any mines around me, dude.
You sure?
Texas? Yeah, no.
You got that Speck Nose gold mine right in there.
Yeah.
So let us know your favorite spirits in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch, from Smash Brothers, from the spirits. And if you would like a spirit sensor, you can follow us on Twitter and Discord. Ask about it there, and we'll help hook you up. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. A fantastic day from myself and Gabe. Switch Force out.